Hello everybody, Ketshi1383 with Ketshi Gaming. I wanted to go over Nintendo's Direct yesterday on the 14th of September. So they started out with an announcement for Splatoon 3 where they're adding DLC for a single player, which actually kind of intrigued me a little bit. I'm not much of a fan of multiplayer only games, and I'm guessing they're kind of, I don't know, feeling it out, or maybe you got a hint that maybe some people just don't want to play multiplayer only games. Personally, I'll probably do multiplayer with PvE, but I just lost any desire to do PvP a long time ago, and so this kind of caught my attention. So next up is Mario vs. Donkey Kong, a remake of the game that was on the DS. Now there's something I'm going to do, and I'll tell you at the end what it is. Now there's a bunch of games in between that I'm probably just going to skip. Either because I don't think they're really newsworthy, or just because I'm not really sure about them. I might make a comment here or there about one or two of them, but that's it. So one game of note is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. It looks like a side-scrolling acrobatic game with some very fast mechanics that are involved, especially when it comes to some of the boss fights. I might actually have to pick this one up. I've been staying away from Ubisoft games for a while, but this one I might actually give a go. So there's a bunch of games that were in between, but I didn't really care for them all that much. So let's move on to the Super Mario RPG remake. And it's not just a visual remake. They actually went over some of the things that they're adding. Yes, some of the mechanics that you're familiar with are there, but one of the things they're doing are adding the ability to damage all the enemies based on your timer, and then adding a gauge that allows you to activate a ability that does a really powerful attack. And it depends on who you have in your party, how and what it does, which is really neat. So at least it's just not just a visual remake of the whole entire thing. After that, we have technically two remakes. One from the DS and one from the Wii. Another code, Two Memories. So one of them, like I said, was from the DS. The other one from the Wii, but it was not released in the US. So I appreciate that they're kind of going out on a limb and taking games that were Japanese exclusives and bringing them over to the US. Now, I'm not even remotely familiar with these games at all to understand why they're remaking them. Maybe they were somewhat popular in the past. I've never even heard of them, though. This one, I don't know, maybe if there's enough demand, I might play it. Or if it's good enough in terms of reviews from people that I share similar taste with, maybe I'll play it. Maybe. So after that, we have Princess Peach Showtime. It's Peach's second single-player outing featuring Peach. It's set around Peach attending a play and everything going wrong, and then she's there to save the day with the help of, I guess, a flower kind of creature. So one of the things that always sort of bothered me is when people say, I never asked for this. Why did you make this? And I'm like, there's a lot of IPs out there I never asked for, but I love and would like to see more of. And although I never really asked for a Princess Peach game, I really don't see the problem making one. And I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Anyways, back to it. It basically has Peach taking on multiple roles in which she then transforms into whatever, I guess, costume or character she needs to be. I mean, they focus mainly on the sword fighting Peach at first, but then they show other roles which I figured would happen. And I definitely want to try this, considering it seems to be a different formula in comparison to that of, what, say, Mario or Luigi. I'm really sorry if you hear Buster. I can't get him to stop, but this is the only time I have to record it, so please forgive me and poor Buster. He really wants to go outside, but he can't. So I'm looking forward to this one. I never played Peach's first game, but I'll definitely give this one a go. The next one I kind of wanted to mention is Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered. I think this has technically already been released on previous systems, so it kind of feels like that category I've had with other games in the past of a little too late. But then again, I guess with the Switch being the #1 selling console that's around right now, I don't think it would necessarily be too late. I could be wrong about that. Then there's Contra Operation Galuga, which looks like they're trying to go back to form. Probably closer to Contra 3. Maybe a little bit of Contra on the PlayStation. Especially after the last Contra game they released. Yeah. I'm hoping this goes well. I'll probably buy it out of nostalgia's sake. So next up, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. So I love the first Luigi's Mansion, and I love the third one. The second one is the weakest link as far as I'm concerned, and I'm hoping this will be a second chance for it. And I'm kind of hoping to get rid of the motion controls, because that was part of the reason it made it really painful to control Luigi, especially when he's trying to use the poltergust. And something tells me they know this is the weakest link, and that's why they're re-releasing, or I shouldn't say re-releasing, making an HD version of this game. And something tells me, yes, they are redoing the controls. So, the next two things, it's not the games themselves I found, I don't know, noteworthy. It's the fact that they're from Riot Games. The first one being Bandle Tale, a League of Legends story. And again, a Song of Nunu, another League of Legends story. I don't really know if these characters are in the League of Legends game, but okay. I just found it a little weird that they're going with some weird single player games. I don't know, maybe I think I've been hearing whispers of it not being as popular. Anyways, I didn't really intend to show Wario, but there's a Wario game. I have zero interest in it. So I skipped a bunch of stuff. There's an Among Us announcement, I guess a new map involving mushrooms. And there's Mario Kart, the final pass, or I should say the final courses and characters are coming out. Then the big news, which they usually do at the end of each direct, is whatever announcement. And this one I knew immediately when I saw it was the Thousand Year Door. And apparently this is like a complete remake. I don't know if they're going to do like a 1-to-1, but apparently they are changing some of the mechanics in it. And this got a lot of attention. I mean, a lot. Mainly because that was probably the most popular Paper Mario game ever. So far, at least. I know people weren't exactly too happy with the ones that came after this. I can't speak for the Origami King in terms of its popularity in comparison to. I played it. It was okay. It was entertaining enough. I can't speak for the two that came between it, though. But I can tell you right now, a lot of people are excited for this one right here, especially because of the price of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door on the GameCube, because you can only buy it used. Yeah, it cost a pretty penny. I remember I got that game when they were partnering with Wendy's. I won it through the contest. And I was sad that I had to sell it when I came back from the Peace Corps because I couldn't find a job right off the bat. And I eventually was able to buy another copy with all the instructions and stuff on it. But it just doesn't feel the same as having my original copy that I won in a contest. Anyways, so one of the things I'm not sure if anybody noticed, but there was a lot of remakes and a lot of Mario games. So if you count the second code, because technically that's 2 games, both of them remakes, that is 5 remakes in this direct. And 6 Mario games total. Hopefully I'm not wrong in those numbers. I kind of skipped around the direct finding each one. But I'm pretty sure that's correct. 5 remakes and 6 Mario games. Some of them remakes as well. I'm not saying that's a bad thing by any means. I mean, the Mario movie came out, and it feels like they probably should have advertised these sooner. But then again, who knows when the next time, look at a Nintendo-based movie. I know they made a contract to do Zelda with Illumination. I kind of wish they went to Illumination. But I guess they figured since it worked, it's going to be fine. Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one.